Hello everyone. In this session, we will discuss nonlinear data structures. So, nonlinear data structures are the data structures in which a data item is connected to several other data items. See, this is the nonlinear data structure example. This is the data structure. It is connected to several other data structures. Okay, na? This is another. This is another. This is another. It is connected, right? So, nonlinear data structure is a data structure in which a data item is. This is data item is connected to several other data items. This is another data item. This data item is called as a node generally. Okay now. So example for nonlinear data structures are graphs and trees. So they will ask you the question like this: what is nonlinear data structure? Mention one example. So nonlinear data examples are graphs and trees. You can mention it. So pros and cons. So pros: use memory efficiently as a continuous memory is not required for allocating data elements. So previously we have contiguous memory locations means continuous memory locations. Suppose 5000, 5001, 5002 like this continuous memory locations it will be allocated. Whereas in nonlinear data structures we no need of continuous memory location. That is pros. That is an advantage. Okay now. So that is the one of the advantage. And the length of the data item is not necessary to be known. The length of the data item is not necessary to be known prior to allocation. Suppose in order to input an array elements, first you have to input the size of an array. So without entering the size of an array, we cannot input the values. So here we don't want to input any size, length. So we can runtimely we can allot an element. So that is the advantage in non-linear data structures. And cons overhead of the link to the next data item. So that's a disadvantage, overhead of the link. See here linking, we are linking this, again we are linking this, again we are linking this. This will be overhead. Overhead means it will have some difficulty. Suppose multiple data items are there, again we are linking, everything we are linking, no? That is the overhead. Okay, no? That is a disadvantage. So they may ask you question in a different way like this: what is nonlinear data structures, what are the pros and cons of this, and with the one example, mention one example, you have to answer like this. Okay, so that is about nonlinear data structures. So we will discuss the type, trees and graphs. So trees, this is the example. Tree is a data structure consisting of nodes organized in a hierarchy means, so this is a parent, this is a child, like this is hierarchy. So see, this is a tree is a data structure. You can mention one example, we told right. So one of the example is tree, another example is graph. So this is the top element is called root. Okay na? This is ancestor to this root, this is descendant to this root, this is level 2, level 3. Okay na? So number of order is 3, this node order is 3. So we can say it as a subtree. Why, how we can say subtree? This is a root node having sub elements, so we can say subtree. Okay na? This is an example for tree. Okay na? You can write this example for tree. Okay, so what is tree? Write one diagram with the diagram, explain tree. If they ask you, write like this. Okay na? So what is root node? They may ask you what is root node. The topest node in the tree is called root node also, we can say. Okay na? So before that, what do you mean by node? Node is a structure which may contain a value, a condition, or represent a separate data structures. So we may contain here data also, like a greater than b, b greater than c, like that. Okay, so value also we can place it 2 or 3 or anything. Okay na? Here a node is a structure, this is a node, this is an example for node, this is node, root node, this is sub node, this is leaf nodes, these are all leaf nodes. Okay, so node is a which contain a value or a condition or represents a separate data structure. Each node in a tree has 0 or more child nodes. So here, observe here, each node in a tree has 0 or more child nodes. These are more child nodes. This is one child node of this root node. This is a parent node. If I assume it is a child node up to this. Okay, that is what we are explaining it. Okay, A node that has a child is called parent. So you can write the definition for the parent node also like this. A node that has a child node. Every parent have child, right? So like that, a node also have some childs. A node that has a child is called parent node. So this is a parent node. This has a child node called this one. So now this is a child node. A child node which has a parents is called as a parent node. So this has a childs, right? These are the childs. So it becomes a parent. Now these are the childs for this node. It becomes a parent. Okay. So that is about parent node and child node. A node has at most one parent, compulsory it will be there. Okay. So nodes that do not have any children are called leaf nodes. See. So this node, this is a leaf node. We can say it is a leaf node. How we can say it is a leaf node? This node does not contain any nodes. Any nodes means which it does not contain any nodes means which child nodes. So it is a leaf node. This is leaf node. This is leaf node. This is leaf node. This is leaf node. Can we say it is a leaf node? No, because it has a child node. It is not a leaf node. It is a leaf node. How can determine it as a leaf node? It does not contain any child nodes. That's why it is a leaf node. Okay. So this is about leaf node. They also refer to as a terminal nodes. Also we can say it as a terminal node. It is a terminal node. Okay. And that is what leaf nodes. Height of the node is the length of the longest downward path to a leaf from the node. Height of the node. Suppose this is the height. I want to determine this height of this node. So how can determine from this leaf node to this node distance? So we are measuring, that is called height of that node. Height of that node. So height of the node is the length of the longest downward path to a leaf node from that node. From that node means this node. Suppose I wanted to determine this node height. From this leaf node to this node height we are determining. Okay. That is height of the node. So depth of the node is the length of the path to its root. Length of the path to its root means, suppose this node length means this root node to this leaf node length is called depth of the node. Okay, na? Suppose I want to find the depth of this node. So from this node to this root node length we are determining. So that length we gives a what? Depth of a node. So depth is different from height. Okay, na? You have to write this definition. This definition required for depth of a node. So height of the node, this definition. Okay. Make a note of it and take pen and paper and write down these all definitions and practice it. Okay. An internal node and inner node both are same is any node of a tree that has a child nodes. So inner node that has a child, which does not have any child nodes, that is leaf node, which contains a nodes, child nodes, that is what? Inner nodes. So and also we have a subtree. It is a very important one. Subtree of a tree. T is a tree consisting of a node in a T and all its descendants in T. So this is what subtree. So you can see this is a subtree. This is subtree. This is subtree. All its descendants. These are descendants. So we can say descendants. These are descendants. Okay, that is subtree. We can say it as a subtree. This one, this one, this one, this one. These are subtree. This is subtree. This is subtree. Okay, this is subtree. Okay. So again, what are binary trees? Binary trees. The simplest form of a tree is a binary tree. A binary tree is a tree in which each node has two most descendants. Compulsory two most descendants are there. See, this is an example for binary tree. So this node have two descendants. This one, this one. This node have two descendants. This one and this one. This node have two descendants. This one, this one. So we can say it as a binary tree. The simplest form of the tree is a binary tree. A binary tree is a tree in which each node has two most descendants. A node can have just one, but it can't have more than two. If it contains more than two, we cannot say it as a binary tree. Okay, now? So you can see, you can distinguish by like this. A binary tree consists of a node and a left and right subtrees. This is left and this is right subtrees. Both the subtrees are themselves are binary trees. These are binary trees. These are binary trees. You have to write explanation like this. Okay. So the diagram, this explanation required. Okay. these binary trees. And root node, all of you know that the top of the tree, node at the top of the tree is called root node. Leaf node, bottom of the tree, and which does not contain no children, this is leaf node. Complete tree, a tree in which each leaf is at the same distance from the root. So from the, suppose this is a binary tree, is what, the complete tree. How we can say, from this to root have same distance, from this to root the same distance, so it is a complete tree. Okay, the tree in which the each leaf is at the same distance from the root, that is all nodes have maximum 2 subtrees. So this is what we can say, these are 2 subtrees, these are one subtree, this is another subtree. So from this leaf node to root node have some distance, the same distance from this leaf node to this one, so we can say it as a complete tree. What do you mean by height? Height, number of nodes which must be traversed from root to reach a leaf of a tree is called height. Height of a, height we can say, height we discussed earlier, right? That one only. Number of nodes which must be traversed from the root to reach to a leaf. So from root to leaf we are determining the height of this tree. So we finished with the trees, one of the example for nonlinear data structures. Now we are moving into graphs. It's very easy concept. It is a graph. This is what a graph, we can say it as a graph. So graph is a set of vertices and edges which connect them. So these are the vertices and edges, these are the edges, we can say it is the edges, these are edges. Okay, edges and vertices, these are vertices, we can say vertices. Okay, a graph is a collection of nodes called vertices. So collection of nodes, A node, B node, D node, E node, C node, these are what? Collection, correct? Collection of nodes are vertices, these are vertices. And connections between them, A and B have connection, B and C have connection, D and C have connection, D and E have connection. So these are what? Vertices. Connection between them are called edges, edges. Okay, now vertices are this one, circles, and edges like arrow marks. So if they ask you what do you mean by graph, you have to write like this. A graph is a set of vertices and edges which connect them. This is set of vertices and edges which connect them is called graph. Graph is a collection of nodes called vertices. These are vertices, and the connection between them are called edges. Okay, so undirected and directed graphs. So directed, when the edges in the graph have direction. This graph contain edges, right? Have direction, right? This arrow mark symbol from to this. From arrow mark to this symbol I have this. Okay, now suppose I am taking, let us take, I am taking this is one node. Okay, now again I am taking another node. From this node to this node, from this node to this node, one second, from this node to this node there is no direction. So we can say it as a undirected graph. We can say undirected graph. Suppose it contains direction. Let us take, I am taking this one. Suppose I am taking direction here. This arrow mark is there, no? See, observe in this. Arrow mark is there. Suppose I am taking like this. Suppose take like this. We have arrow mark. Suppose I am taking arrow mark like this. So it is what? Directed graph. So when the edges in a graph have a direction, this is direction have, so it has a direction, it is a directed path which does not contain any direction. Suppose it does not contain any direction, it is a undirected graph. Okay, so what do you mean by directed and undirected graph? Understood, right, all of you? So now neighbors and adjacency. A vertex that is the end point of an edge is called neighbor of the vertex, that is its starting point. The first vertex is said to be adjacent to the second. So this is vertex from adjacent to this second. End point, this is end point, right? End point. This is a neighbor to this. It is a neighbor to this. Okay. So that is what neighbors and adjacency. And the first vertex is called adjacent to the second. First vertex is adjacent to the second. So the following diagram shows the graph with 5 vertices and 7 edges. See, observe here how many vertices are there. You can observe here 5 vertices and 7 edges. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 edges. How many vertices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 vertices. Okay, so A and B have they given the directions here. Okay, we have to write this graph and this one explanation. So everything we discussed it. Please practice these questions. Okay, I have given answers. Please practice. Thank you everyone. Please note of it every definitions and practice it and learn it.